Hello, and welcome back to CryptoAnna. We're going to talk about a project in this video that had an incredible beginning. The biggest initial coin offering in cryptocurrency history. But as time went on, the enterprise faced difficulties as the initial zeal faded. What lies behind the EOS network? What potential does it have? And what fundamental knowledge is required to evaluate this project? Let's get started, as all of this is yet to come. Introduction. An open-source software framework called EOS is used to create scalable blockchain networks and applications. To put it another way, EOS functions similarly to an operating system and lets programmers create blockchain apps using well-known languages like Python, Java, and C++. The EOS blockchain, the first blockchain network in the ecosystem, employs a currency of the same name for administration and other purposes. With its innovative structure, EOS is a blockchain ecosystem of the future that almost completely removes transaction fees. Moreover, the platform has remarkable scalability. According to reports, EOS can accomplish more transactions per second than Visa and other major credit cards. So, EOS offers dApp developers the ideal platform. Characteristics of the network. Delegated proof of stake is the consensus method used by EOS. To begin using this system, owners of EOS tokens must stake their tokens in order to take part in the voting process called block producers. They choose block producers, BP, by continuous voting. The 21 who receive the highest votes go on to become active block producers. On the EOS blockchain, active block producers create blocks in shifts, with a set timetable assigning each of them a production window. The other active BPs examine and validate a proposed block of transactions that a producer has created. A block needs the approval of at least 15 of the 21 block producers in order to be added to the blockchain. EOS coins are awarded to producers who are successful and to those who verify blocks. EOS is made to be incredibly quick. For instance, in contrast to Bitcoin's somewhat slower 10-minute blocks, fresh transaction blocks are generated every half a second. EOS divides its blocks into progressively smaller cycles in order to travel even farther. Put simply, this implies that as soon as you click the send button, the transaction can be executed and verified. Within the EOS network, block makers are extremely powerful. They have the ability to cast votes on crucial choices that affect how the network runs. They can vote on anything from little issues to significant modifications to the underlying application code. Block producers essentially control when and how system upgrades, modifications, and troubleshooting are carried out. The democratic nature of this voting procedure is the goal of the EOS framework. It is controversial to give manufacturers influence over other people. It makes EOS faster and more flexible, but it also runs the risk of undermining the decentralization that is the fundamental building element of blockchain technology. Depending on your personal viewpoint and how much you value decentralization over efficiency in blockchain, you may find this to be a net positive or bad. There is an Ethereum virtual machine, EVM, on the EOS blockchain. This is significant because it makes it simple for developers to design decentralized applications in EOS using Solidity, the programming language used by Ethereum. EOS can execute intricate smart contracts and communicate with other EVM-based blockchain systems with ease because of its interoperability with EVM. The virtual machine was released as open source by the EOS Network Foundation, ENF, in May 2023. This increases the EOS network's decentralization by enabling developers to manage their own RPC nodes rather than depending solely on ENF nodes. Applications and wallets can interact with the blockchain through RPC nodes without needing to grasp all of the intricate technical aspects. By communicating, we mean getting and providing information, starting operations that modify the blockchain state, and starting the processes outlined in smart contracts. Cons and advantages of EOS. Every blockchain has its advantages and disadvantages as it develops. This also applies to EOS. Let's examine a few advantages. Using asynchronous communication and parallel execution, EOS seeks to boost transaction speeds and enhance the functionality of decentralized apps. With asynchronous networks, data can be transmitted independently and transactions can be validated without requiring all network nodes to be available or send information. Fees for direct transactions are non-existent. The lack of fees for each EOS transaction helps to make it more affordable for users. Rather, a pledging process is employed, wherein in order to access network resources, you must possess and promise a specific quantity of EOS. This also holds true if you wish to develop decentralized network applications. There is a fee known as gas associated with putting the smart contract into action in Ethereum. The validators receive payment for this charge in Ether. In essence, the gas controls the amount of computing work required to carry out your smart contract. Consider it as an Ethereum network processing power rental. EOS adopts an alternative strategy. Gas fees are not paid by developers for every transaction. Rather, they make a pledge of EOS tokens, which is equivalent to putting down a security deposit. They can access network resources, such as processing power and bandwidth, according to their proportionate share if they own these pledged tokens. Rather than using the network to rent resources, this concept is more comparable to ownership. Let's discuss some of EOS's other advantages. The network has robust anti-hacking safeguards in place. EOS includes capabilities like the Asset Recovery Framework and the Recover Plus portal in response to security concerns. When the system intervened to freeze $2 million in EOS that had been taken during a $70 million hack of the Pando Rings lending network in November 2022, it proved to be valuable. There are addresses that are easy to utilize. EOS employs human-readable account names, such Alex122, as opposed to the convoluted character sequences that are typical on other blockchains. This enhances usability and streamlines interactions, particularly for new users. Applications that are decentralized. As previously stated, rather than paying gas costs like Ethereum, developers who wish to create and run apps on the network could purchase and stack EOS instead of spending it. However, the most widely used decentralized EOS applications to date come from the gaming and NFT industries, and they are not very good. Here are a few of them. 1. Wombat Dungeon Master is a multi-chain NFT stake adventure game. 2. Prospectors is an MMO, massively multiplayer online, real-time economic strategy game. 3. Atomic Assets is a local NFT standard for EOS. 4. Upland is a blockchain metaverse with a property trading game. 5. Atomic Market is a smart contract for creating NFT marketplaces using the Atomic Assets standard. EOS REX is the biggest DeFi system, however, it is not amazing to conclude with $44 million in tokens by early 2024. Neither do the volumes of DeFiBox and PayCash, the two biggest decentralized exchanges. In fact, it's a concerning outcome that as of this same date, early in 2024, the EOS token is trading below its IPO levels. The token's market capitalization is less than $1 billion. Thus, we examined a project that was started with the intention of becoming one of the industry leaders in blockchain, but whose strategy is not being carried out at this time. But EOS stands out thanks to its unique features, and it still has a chance to compete for a bigger piece of the cryptocurrency industry.